The Ark of Renewal drifted quietly above the lush green expanse of the planet below, its golden surface reflecting the shimmering light of the distant stars. It wasn't just any ship, it was the last of its kind. The last relic of a forgotten era, an era when the Eldinari had roamed the galaxies with unmatched power and knowledge, shaping civilizations before vanishing without a trace. For thousands of years, the Ark had remained hidden, lost among the ruins of desolate moons and forgotten nebulae, waiting for a time when it would once again be called upon. Its purpose had always been one of restoration, a vessel designed not for war, but for healing. A ship with the power to rejuvenate dying planets, to restore life to civilizations on the brink of collapse, and to correct the mistakes of the past. But its existence had faded into myth, a story told only in the darkest corners of the universe by those who still remembered. That was, until now. Captain Ela stood on the bridge of the Vanguard, a small, agile spacecraft that orbited nearby. Her eyes remained locked on the majestic Ark as it floated serenely above the planet Ryler, a world that had once been home to a thriving civilization, now nothing more than a wasteland of poisoned air and barren soil. "We've found it," she whispered, her voice filled with awe. The crew of the Vanguard had spent years searching for the Ark, following cryptic signals and deciphering ancient star maps left by explorers who had disappeared chasing the same dream. And now, there it was, in all its splendor. Elis could feel the weight of history pressing down on her. The Ark had appeared at the perfect time. The galaxy was in chaos. Decades of war had left entire systems in ruin, resources depleted, and planets scarred beyond recognition. The Ark's powers of renewal could tip the balance, restoring life to those ravaged worlds and offering hope to billions. But the Ark was also a double-edged sword. The Eldinari had created it with great power, but that power could be devastating in the wrong hands. It was rumored that the ship possessed the ability to reshape entire ecosystems, even alter the fabric of reality itself. And that's why Elis wasn't the only one looking for it. Captain, her second-in-command, Rin, interrupted her thoughts. "We've detected multiple incoming vessels. They're not friendly." Elis turned, her face grim. "Who?" "The Ahsari Syndicate. They've been tracking us. They want the Ark as much as we do, but they want to use it to heal, they'll use it to conquer." The Ahsari were ruthless, a shadowy faction that thrived in the chaos of war. If they got their hands on the Ark, they wouldn't restore dying planets, they'd weaponize its technology to enslave them. "We can't let that happen," Elis said, her voice steady but determined. "Prep the boarding team. We need to reach the Ark before they do." As the crew sprang into action, Elis couldn't shake the feeling that something more was at play. The Ark of Renewal wasn't just a ship. It was sentient. It could choose its master, decide who was worthy of its power. If they were to stand a chance against the Ahsari, they would need to prove their intentions were pure. The boarding pod launched from the Vanguard, cutting through the atmosphere toward the Ark. Elis and her team felt the weightlessness of space as they approached the golden hull. The ship's surface shimmered, almost alive, as if it was aware of their presence. "Captain, I'm getting strange readings," Rin said through the comms. "It's like the Ark is scanning us." Elis braced herself. "Let it." The boarding pod connected with the Ark, and the hatch opened. As Elis stepped onto the ship's surface, she was hit with an overwhelming sense of peace. It was as if the Ark was welcoming them. The air was thick with energy, and the walls glowed softly, pulsing with a rhythmic heartbeat. But just as they began to explore, alarms blared through the comms. "Captain, the Ahsari have breached the atmosphere, they'll be here in minutes." Elis clenched her fists. Time was running out. She led her team deeper into the ark, through corridors of gold and light, toward the ship's heart. The closer they got, the more alive the ship seemed to become. It wasn't just a vessel, it was a living entity, pulsing with ancient power. Finally, they reached the central chamber. In the center of the room hovered a glowing core, its light radiating outward in waves. Elis approached it cautiously, feeling the immense energy that flowed through it. This was the heart of the ark, the source of its power. But before she could touch it, a voice echoed through the chamber, soft, gentle, yet filled with authority. "You seek renewal," the ark's voice spoke, resonating in Elis' mind. "But only those with true intentions may wield my power." Elis felt her heart race. This was the moment. The ark was judging her, deciding whether or not she was worthy. "I seek to heal the galaxy," Elis said, her voice unwavering. "To restore the worlds we've destroyed. I ask for your help, not to control, but to save." The ark was silent for a moment, its light flickering. Then, slowly, the core's glow intensified. "You are worthy," it said at last. But just as the words left the ark, the ship shuddered violently. The Ahsari had arrived. "Captain, they're boarding." Ren's voice crackled over the comms. Elis turned to her team, her eyes blazing with determination. "We've got what we came for. Now we defend it." As the Ahsari forces stormed the ark, Elis and her crew prepared for battle. But they weren't alone. The ark itself began to glow brighter, its energy pulsing through the ship like a living force. It wasn't just a ship, it was a protector, a guardian of the galaxy's last hope. With the Ark of Renewal at their side, Elis knew they had the power to change the fate of the galaxy. But the fight was far from over. The battle for the Ark had just begun.